Well, this draft came out of literally nowhere. Oh my god. I was talking to another Corsair partner, and I was in their stream, and we were talking about the Corsair store, and then I heard this go off. I was like, oh shit, I need to start casting. Good morning, everybody. What's up? How are we doing today? We're going into 2 in the Spider Queen. On the left-hand side, it's going to be RossPierrDoll. On the right side, it will be your Nameless Kings. And let's start talking about what's going on. Nika, congratulations on first. Crush, congratulations on second or whatever. Kaladin, Stormbliss, what's up, bud? Yanthor, good to see you as well. We have the map choice coming out from the crew of RossPierrDoll, as Nameless Kings, I do believe, won the coin flip. Blackheart's Bay and Sky Temple banned away by RossPierrDoll. And Towers of Doom and Dragonshire will be banned away. Yeah, I know. Team's ready. I was sitting here talking to Corsair people in their Twitch chats, and then I heard it go off, and I was like, "Shit! I gotta close the stream." But it's 2 of the Spider Queen for map number 1. This is also going to be the Meta Madness style of draft. The heroes that are picked and played are unavailable for future maps, but we also have 13 heroes unavailable baseline in the tournament. The tournament restriction is going to be currently Anduin, Blaze, Chromie, Dehaka, Genji, Hanzo, Hogger, Johanna, Junkrat, Medivh, Sergeant Hammer, Sylvanas, and Valla. Those are going to be the 13 heroes baseline banned. Bans at the top of the screen don't carry over, and it's only heroes that are picked and played. So Garrosh will be unavailable for the future maps in this 3-map series. And as a reminder, this is, as I said, a 3-map series. We're guaranteed all 3 maps. It's not a best of, so we've got 9 total maps today. We did our tweet at Blizzard this morning as well. All that good stuff. And first pick, Garrosh. We do have a Cho and a Lucio ban from Nameless Kings. Tyrael and Muradin to be removed. And we got a real early Deckard Cain with a Medivh. Love it. So I asked Bronick yesterday why they prefer, because they took Sapphire at level 1, Ruby at level 4. They had Kanai's Cube at level 7, which is a 30% damage debuff to the enemies hit by Herodric Cube for 4 seconds. And I was like, why don't you take Perfect Gems? Like, I feel like Perfect Gems would really slot in with your playstyle, with your build and everything. And the response, in short, they gave me a big paragraph. But the short answer is, it's a lot more buttons to press, and Respect the Elderly is really, really strong. So I don't disagree, but it was just good to get some insight from the Deckard player for my own play, and, you know, for a little bit of knowledge on our end as well. But with the Garrosh, we're going to be seeing Gul'dan and Malfurion for Tomb of the Spider Queen. On the side of Nameless Kings, we get into our mid-ban phase and need a solo laner on the right side. It could be a target ban onto that. No, they'll get rid of sustained damage into Tracer. Okay. Alright, so... Still need a main tank on the left side, unless they're going to main tank Medivh, which that does happen from time to time. Let's see, with Garrosh... he's got Indomitable. I was going to say, like, some sort of hard CC is nice. The issue right now is there's no cleanses on the left-hand side. There's Vault of the Wardens for Medivh, but there's no, like, hard cleanse out of Deckard Cain. So I'm wondering if there's any consideration into, like, maybe a main tank Uther so you can get Hand of Protection. Oh, what's up, Ashmantle? Good to see you, bud. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. We're doing a bunch of Heroes casting. The best MOBA out there. But yes, go like and retweet the tweet from this morning, as we did tweet at Blizzard for the reminder. Right, Bandit? Here's a great moment where people say, "Oh man, dude, you can't play Diablo into Garrosh." This is literally Diablo getting drafted into Garrosh here. And if RossPierrDoll wins this will be very interesting to see how they kind of went about denying the Garrosh all of that initiation denial. Because, I mean, that's really the big thing. Like, Diablo and Medivh, they all want to Spirit of Vengeance or Shadow Charge in, and Garrosh is like, cool, I'll flip you, Groundbreaker, and we got a lot of CC to follow that up. It is going to be a Malthael and a Zarya, so we're looking at a Hyper Carry Gul'dan for this game. The speed barrier as well for Garrosh is really nice. I actually really do think that Nameless Kings has got such a good draft. The Tassadar, I think, is not only more wave clear, because they are lacking wave clear on the side of RossPierrDoll, but you also have the Force Wall to block Garrosh from stepping up, because Indomitable doesn't allow Garrosh to just walk through walls. He's not a ghost. So I think the Tassadar last pick is really good. It also might be a black hole game just to push people back, sort of like a Gust from Falstad. But let's get into it. Twitch predictions going, and Variel,
Yes.
congratulations on your watch streak. What's up, LaFasia? How you doing today, bud? Man, everyone's filing on in for the first game of the day. What happened to the music? I heard it start, and then it didn't go. That was weird. Ah! There was an Artanis yesterday. All right, let's get into it. Bronik on the left-hand side is going to be on your Decker Kane for RossPierrDoll. We are going to be looking at an Aryan on the Medivh. Lovko playing your Tassadar, Mac on the Diablo, and last but not least, you've got Itrax for your Leoric. The right side of the map is going to be Nameless Kings. You've got Ubi playing this Malthael. Mariel is the Gul'dan, Scorch playing Malfurion, Hopaka on the Garrosh, and you've got Zari to be played by the Russian name of Tank. Right, Devil's Due, Diablo, you've got Static Charge, Pursuit of Vengeance, Osin's Renewal, Emerald Dream, that's going to be, the Ally Barrier, Together We Are Strong. You've got Unrivaled Strength, Garrosh, Fear the Reaper, Malthael, Pursuit of Flame for Gul'dan, and Deckard. What are we taking one here, bud? We going for Sapphire, I assume? Diablo thrown out of position. Mac gets a Fire Stomp, and that will be Garrosh set up for the first kill, so maybe this Diablo into Garrosh may have been an issue. We'll find out here. Alright, so Garrosh heads into top lane for Soak. A little bit of Shock Ray onto the wave and such like that. Force Wall from the Tassadar into the bush to check. I assume it will be Electric Fence level 4, just for that slow, for more speed denial into the enemy. Field Study Decker Kane, by the way. Alright, so each hero hit by Scroll Ceiling grants 20 spell power for 16 seconds up to 40. And that spell power can be added to potions that are already on the battleground. Another toss, Groundbreaker root from Malfurion, but this time Diablo's got the Shadow Charge to back away to safety as a few more potions will be thrown out. Malthael dip diving around, and he will not be afflicted or affected much. Spirit of Vengeance into the bottom, clutch turn in. Is going to be the rotation from Medivh. Looks like she'll be helping out Leoric soak up a bit in bottom lane. Siege Giants we did mention were grabbed earlier by Ubi. I believe that's the Malthael player, right? Yeah, Malthael on Ubi. That's an Umbral Bind onto this Malthael. A couple big skeletal swings and hits, but Garrosh is rotated in. Forces Leoric to Wraith walk away to safety, and we will not be seeing any other kills just yet. Tassadar continues to soak top lane. Is that Electric Fence at level 4 for him? Gul'dan's going to come catch the rest of the soak that is in this lane. And mid, we do have a small scuffle. A little overpower from Diablo. The Indomitable activated by Garrosh denies any Shadow Charge displacement. Drain applied to Zarya. Few Fell Flames thrown in. Corruption towards the top lane where Deckard rotates in for a little experience off the wave, but he's not going to be clearing anything. It is going to be Ruby level 4 for your Deckard boy. Fire Stomp build continues on Diablo. Looks like the Medivh will hearth out for full. The Orc going into Paralyzing Rage. Pretty standard stuff across the board, realistically, though. You do have your Consume Soul for Gul'dan, the Speed Barrier from Zarya. Level 4, very important level 4 in this Garrosh composition. Fall to the Wardens, activated by Medivh. There's a Toss Groundbreaker into a root on Diablo. He'll get a Shadow Charge into Zarya, and she's tanking a few too many tower shots. That will be the first kill on the left-hand side for RossPierrDoll. Shadow Charge into Garrosh. He pops Indomitable. There's a Force Wall, a toss into the root again from Malfurion as the Scroll of Ceiling finds no root either. No spell power amplification. That's a lot of damage onto Medivh. She does go down. And it does look like a bundle of 5 gems will go Down the drain, Garrosh steps up and just throws Lovecall out of position and gets the kill right there. Diablo steps up, he's able to pick up the gems, overpower onto Ubi, tanking a few tower shots, but a root from Malfurion creates the space needed, and Malthael backs away to safety. Oh man. This Garrosh in map 1 from Hopaka is just brutal. And we are going to see red web weavers descending on the right-hand side for Nameless Kings. Oh, look at that. We are going to be seeing Ruby with Emerald, level 7. All right, looking for some healing denial. I mean, it's a 75% healing debuff for 4 seconds. It is really nice. And we got 10 Talontiers coming up soon at the top of the screen. Let's cycle through the other numbers as we do. Toss Groundbreaker into Malfurion Root. The Vault of the Wardens gets activated. Spirit of Vengeance with the teleport to the left-hand side. Particle Grenades from Zarya being fired out. Diablo with a little Fire Stomp. Another Spirit of Vengeance teleport from Medivh. She gets a small potion and a well tap. This is going to be your mid lane web weaver getting a decent amount of siege onto Fort Gate. And I think that's really all they'll find. There's an Umbral Bind into Zarya, a root to follow that up. Healing debuff from the Emerald. A little green flash you see. Over in the top lane, looks like Tassadar makes quick work of the web weaver over there. The Orc manages bottom. A few particle grenades from Zarya being fired out. A couple shock rays as well. The Orc in bottom lane, though, is going to get a drain really quickly on a Malthael. Forces them back by Fort Gate, but Itrax won't be able to step too much up here. It is going to be right side with camp to be grabbed, and left side as well. Web Weaver turn-in does exist for the members of RossPierrDoll. And then those camps will be simultaneous, but it is 11 gems on the right side needed. 4 waves just about. Groundbreaker toss, 30 gems on Diablo. He gets the immediate Shadow Charge into Hopaka. Scroll of Sealing gets 1 root. That's a little spell power buff for Deckard Cain. And Diablo will rotate into 10. Actually, both teams will. That's going to be a Last Rites into Diablo, the Shadow Charge. And Mac lives. The heals from Bronick coming in through. And coming in clutch. Diablo 2 souls away from getting his full souls. It is Lightning Breath, Stay While and Listen, Black Holes we talked about in the draft, a Containment Disc, Entomb, Horrify, Last Rites, Decimate, Expulsion Zone, and Tranquility for the Malfurion. So Diablo is full on souls, whether it be through minion deaths or Fire Stomp connections. He's got that reduced death timer. And of course, as we mentioned, he's post level 10, so he's only going to consume 75 of the 100 souls. I think that's a really nice adaptation. The one thing I'm curious about is if you were to make Black Soulstone an activatable like Phylactery of I'm blanking, Kel'Thuzad. Nice Lightning Breath from Diablo, which is going to mitigate the Root and Emerald Dreams value. Black Hole into the Entomb. Expulsion Zone. Meanwhile, Malfurion just above was inside a Containment Disc from Medivh. We do have Ubi putting some pressure onto Diablo. The potions are still raining out, and that's Ubi diving to the side, but the Electric Fence slows, and Leorc takes credit for the kill. A triple kill picked up here by the members of RossPierrDoll, and they'll get their objective turn-in. But yeah, I wonder how it would be if Black Soulstone was a literal activation for Diablo, and you could choose when to utilize it. Garrosh is trying to get a toss over the wall onto Medivh. She's going to hug the low side of the lane, gets the Spirit of Vengeance. The Decimates are going to trigger, which forces out a Containment Disc into the Warlord. He'll get rooted by Deckard. Good timing from Deckard on the Scroll of Sealing there, just to time out with Medivh's Containment Disc. We do have Hopaka. He's going to get a couple autos. The Umbral Bind is mitigated by an Indomitable. Orc pushing bottom lane up against the Malthael. I just want to see really quickly how this is looking. Pretty decent as Malthael's mostly focused on the minion wave. Diablo Shadow Charge onto Garrosh. He answers back with a Toss Groundbreaker into a Malfurion root. But the tower shots are not hitting Diablo whatsoever. The Force Wall will be canceled early so he can back away. A potion available for Diablo as Lovecall looks to get out. Doubles back for another potion, and 2 from Leoric will be called up. Containment disc on to Garrosh. He did have that speed barrier, gonna run at the enemies. He's unable to find any displacement. Arion, your Medivh will hearth out, but both teams do have an available turn in. A small amount needed on the right side as Diablo steps in once again. The combo comes through. He shadow charges into the wall to an overpower. More Fire Stomp activations. Garrosh running into the enemy. The Black Hole from Tassadar will be activated. There's a Lightning Breath from Diablo. Tranquility from the Malfurion. As the Umbra Bind is not going to pull Scorch around. There was a really nice root from Malfurion. Leoric does go down to the Gul'dan just above. Shock Race from Tassadar chunking onto Dehaka, but it will not be enough. And Lofgold getting really low here. Overpower from Diablo. A root from Malfurion comes through. And that'll be Mac possibly falling to Malthiel. Damage over time. Zarya steals the kill. Can someone get the gems? Yeah, it looks like Deckard and Tassadar do pick up a good chunk, but a lot have been lost, as you can see. I think they were sitting around 66-ish, down to 27. A rough situation for the members of RossPierrDoll on map number 1, as that's going to be a shadow charge into Garrosh. He pops the Indomitable, looking to back away. The Decimates activate. Expulsion zone once again. And Deckard needs to hearth out for mana, as Nameless Kings will pick up another Webweaver phase. Malthiel already pushing mid lane into the fort. Whew, what a game 1. Containment disc onto Malthiel, so Medivh can work on the wave mostly. And this Webweaver will be pushed up onto the fort. Taking a look at Tassadar in top lane, he's got the clear onto that one. Mid lane looks like this Webweaver with Garrosh stepping up into a toss Groundbreaker Malfurion root. What's up, Ninja? Congratulations on second. Or whatever. Bottom lane Webweaver has been cleared away. Minion wave is still inspired by Malthiel as the Medivh look to try and clear in bottom lane, but Garrosh had the retreat flank. Horrified from Gul'dan, expulsion zone. Oh man, what a massacre in favor of Nameless Kings in map number 1. Putting on a clinic showing how this Garrosh just denies everything of the enemy. Alright, well, with the extra 3 kills, we've got almost a level lead. A bottom lane fort does go down, and yeah, 16 talents here is going to be here in a moment on just the right side. Well, watching the turn-in currently, neither team has enough for a Webweaver summoning. 47 on the left side, as there is going to be Garrosh split from his team. Lightning Breath from the Diablo. Expulsion zone, stay a while and listen to zone the enemies. Bronek is so low, gets a potion, but the root from Malfurion comes down. Deckard gets taken down by Zarya. Zarya picked up by Medivh. Malthiel a little bit low, shadow charged into the wall. Overpower, the fighter stomps coming through. Malthiel takes down Leoric. Gul'dan picks off Medivh. Rampant Hellfire, level 16. Oh, goodbye, Tassadar. Well, 3 gems are needed for Webweaver summoning. Marielle can get this off the wave literally right here, and they could boss plus Webweaver if they wanted. Wave and bottom is pushing, wave and mid is pushing. They actually could probably go for Webweaver immediately just so they have immediate follow-up to the camp bottom mid. And I think, yeah, that's exactly going to be the case. They could boss plus Webweaver, but then they lose all momentum they've generated in mid and bottom. And actually in top lane as well. There's no camp or anything, but still, just the wave is pushed up. Firestomp scouts out the Gul'dan. 29 seconds on a Horrify as that's... no. The Orc gets some of the gems, but it looks like 10 to 12, 13 will still go down the drain. Diablo souls were reset, but man, this Garrosh, I mean, punitive, I don't even think is the right word at this point. It is just absolutely shutting down any attempt that RossPierrDoll is bringing to the table. Spirit of Vengeance from Medivh thrown in. Bottom lane heat does go down. Self-cleanse from Malthael, as he was anticipating a Diablo Shadow Charge, who will come out after. No wall bang. There's an Ancient Blessings from Decker Kane. That's a Lightning Breath as well as the Emerald. A lot utilized to try and even harm Ubi, and they drop the health down to 50%. Malfurion gets a regrowth activated. And that's the end of the attempt on the Malthael's life. My gosh. Scroll of Stone Curse, by the way, at level 16 for the Decker Kane. I'm a big fan of it. I don't know if there's been a lot of multi-hit for Scroll of Ceilings, but maybe in this later game when things are a little more clumped up, they're anticipating that to happen. Eye track's really low, will get taken down, stay a while and listen to maybe create the space for Diablo to back away, but that is almost the entire gem economy shattered as Decker Kane does get taken down by a Last Rites. Is there a call for core, or is it back for boss? Zarya is stepping up. I don't think Nameless Kings has a game plan right now. So, the new game plan. Run at boss, okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of a weird sort of double back, and I think there was a conversation about, let's just run at the core here. But with, I think Malfurion needed to reset and stuff like that, so. Grab boss, get your Malfurion back, tap wells if needed, and push in for a potential win. This will give the death timers enough duration for the allies to respawn on the left-hand side of RossPierrDoll, but we'll see if Nameless Kings can just push in through keep and go core. On the right side, by the way, is going to be that unyielding defender for your Zarya, Deadly Calm. We've got the final curtain as well, Haunt Gul'dan, Lunar Shower, and I know that's actually everything. Malthael self-cleanses, gets rid of the Overbind from Medivh. We do have a boss hitting on to keep in top lane. Barrier activated on to Garrosh, Indomitables there as well. Tranquility from Malfurion, a Last Rites into Tassadar, takes him down. The boss just below 50%, moves in towards core. Leoric is going to be falling as well. Mac is the next one to go down. Deckard Kane running for his life as Ubi wants to get the Finland. The Team Liquid spray from Bronick. No Finland, as the core is going to be taken down. GG, well played. Deckard denies the Finland, but a very, very good game for Nameless Kings. Putting on a clinic, as I said, of how to shut down Diablo with a Garrosh. Very insightful commentary by Bandit. How does he know so much about these tournaments? I mean, it's realistically, if I'm not streaming, it's just old HGC VODs, and you know he's constantly. Bandit is just glued to Twitch. He's got a real problem. Welcome back, everybody. We're in Battlefield of Eternity, map number 2 of this 3-map series. On the left-hand side is going to be RossPierrDoll, on the right is Nameless Kings, who are up in this 3-map series. And we're going to find out what's going to be coming out from Battlefield of Eternity. Now, as a reminder, this is the Meta Madness style of draft, so the 10 heroes we saw in the previous map are going to be unavailable for this map number 2. And then when we get to map number 3, after the ban phase, there'll be 37 heroes unavailable for the last map, which would be kind of exciting. But let's go ahead and get that Twitch prediction started for all of you. A Tyrael Muradin. It's just the same bands we saw in the previous map. A Cho, and I honestly don't remember. Was this a Lucio, I think? For the bands coming out from Nameless Kings. I'm not 100% sure what they banned out last time, but it is going to be the Lucio still. Yeah, Zig, they did it last game, and I'm That's a very fast Li Ming. Okay. RossPierrDoll, they're like, we're getting this Li Ming, and it is going to be the crux of our composition. It is going to be the big explosive value. For the right side, Battlefield of Eternity. Tyrael and Muradin have been banned. Both really good heroes for this map. Whether it be race, control, mobility. Speaking of control, God, Cassie is so tall. Yrel has the nice Righteous Hammer, mobility as well. She's got all those buttons that are so useful, or so balanced. We do get a Cassia. Where's Crushinator to flame the Cassia? So looking for blinds, fend, maybe a Valkyrie game? Possibly a Valkyrie game to pull people from the backline out of position if it is an artillery-based thing. I was wondering if we were going to see the Ana on the left-hand side with the Li Ming. I love the variant. This is such a simple 1-2 punch. Charge, taunt, Li Ming combo, Ana, bite a grenade for healing debuff to deny any ancestral or anything like that. You also got Sleep Dart as well for more retreat denial. You did indeed, Crush. You did indeed. I also, the Google Sheet, by the way, should be updated saying that your address was sent to me. Chen will be removed. Yeah, Chen for the solo lane, I think, is a very common pickup for RossPierrDoll. Add Cassie to the global ban list. Chromie and Sylvanas were added this weekend. The original 11 heroes are listed on the... Well, I guess it's basically, if you type in !MM and then you just minus out Chromie and Sylvanas, that's the original 11. Arthas to be removed is interesting. Syndragosa, amplification of siege is nice. Mobility and attack speed debuff is really good as well. I'm wondering if there's a Greymane being considered for RossPierrDoll.
Glory to the Horde.
We got a Uther Thrall. I mean, Yrel has sustainability. Cassia has some sustainability. Thrall has sustainability. So this might be solo heal Uther, or they flex. I'd actually like this last pick to be a Kharazim. The last pick, Kharazim, I think could be really good for this composition. A little extra healing, more damage, more race potential. It gives you another diver as well. And then you might actually consider Divine Palm. There's not a lot of high health bars here. Well, actually, 7-sided's really good against the Imperius. Because, yeah, Thrall into Imperius would be fine. Or even Yrel into Imperius. I don't know how they want to play this flavor, but I really do think a Kharazim would slot into this draft extremely well. I don't think it will be. I think it's going to be something more bruisery. I think we're going to see like 3 bruisers, Uther heal, Cassia hyper carry. Artanis would not be a... Oh, it is going to be another healer. Okay. I was actually thinking maybe we get Artanis just because he's great for this map. It would slot in with the right side draft because it does give you a little bit more control in the team fight with those phase prisms. You'd have the availability of Suppression Pulse into Raynor as well for the 4-second, I believe, blind. But either way, the Twitch prediction's going. We got a Stabby Daddy. We got a Moon Mommy. I don't know what I have for Toronto. Let's get into the game. Right side of the map, up in this series, it is going to be your Nameless Kings. You've got Marielle playing the Cassia, Ubi, Yrel, Hopaka, Uther, Scorch is the Tyrande, and Tank will be the Thrall. Left side of the map is going to be RossPierrDoll down in this 3-map series. Itrex is your Imperius. Ariane will be on that Raynor. You got a Bronick Ana. Lavko playing the Li Ming, and it is Mac on the variant. So the most important question for the Twitch prediction is Tyrande's first Sentinel, will it hit?
2, 1. Let the battle begin.
Will the first Sentinel from Scorch hit? Waiting to see. Uh-oh, it's a miss. Lion's Maw variant, Impaling Light. We have Raynor going into Veteran Marksman and a power-hungry Li Ming. This is not the first time we saw this. I think RossPierrDoll ran this yesterday on Battlefield, maybe Infernal Shrines. I think it's Battlefield. It's just the veteran marksman is a little surprising. I mean, the damage increase is really nice, but Exterminator level 1 has been kind of like an always pick for this map, just because the race potential value, the buff to minions and mercenaries being indefinite, or not really indefinite, but it doesn't expire. Yo, what's up, Mitch? Good morning, bud. Looks like the Thrall is going to be able to catch the Imperious in the rotation up the top. Imperious will fall. First blood picked up by Nameless Kings. As some magic missiles fire out. Thrall lands a nice Feral Spirit into a Wind Fury, handful of damage. By the way, this Silver Touch, we have your Thunderstroke Cassia, Rolling Thunder Thrall, Dauntless Urel, and it's going to be Lunar Blaze for the Tyrande. So the Impaler camp was grabbed in top lane by the side of Nameless Kings. There's a lot of gambits that are over 9,000 that are like, yeah. Silly devs leaving little Easter eggs for us. Yeah, specifically 9,001, but yeah. Like I think Falstad, one of his, I think its Q is like 65,000 or something like that. There's some questing, some uncapped questing. Oh, there, no, yeah, Thunderstroke Cassia, 65,000. Why you make it 65,535? I don't know. That has to be a coding thing or a design thing, or there's just one dev who's just like, I'm gonna make this a dumb number. Alright, well anyways, Lunar Blaze for the Tyrande, 4 stacks. The big thing for that level 1 is going to be that 30% range increase, which is the nice thing on that one. Is Varian does have Taunt level 4, activates it a little bit later as the allies were not there just yet, but the enemy team does rotate in. And now Nameless Kings have pressure onto this Ana. She will be taken down by Thrall, and a second kill does get picked up by Nameless Kings. Oh, really, Mitch? Oh, so there is logic to it. Oh, okay. It's not just a silly number. Varian does follow the Cassia, as I was learning about 16-bit integers. A couple auto attacks from Raynor into the wave of penetrating round into the Urel as Imperious lands a Celestial Charge into Dehaka. Feral Spirit does land from Thrall, picks up his first stack on that Frostwolf pack level 4. And we get the Immortal phase at the 50% mark, about a 1,300 difference between the two teams. I mean, the old lore is that the HOTS engine is the StarCraft 2 engine. How true that is, I really don't know. Charge into Thrall, he's taken down, taunt down for the next 10 seconds. As Imperious maybe fishes for an angle for another Celestial Charge into Tyrande, but does not land it. Back into the race on the left-hand side. Yeah, Crush, I agree. Yeah, I agree, Crush. Yeah, I agree. Let's get a couple Hobbit dance parties going. Brodig is just going to be run at by this Cassia, and there's no counter kill into the Amazon. It does look like the next one to fall will be Mac, as they are encircled by the enemy. Oh, Li Ming trying to find magic missiles over the wall. She gets one more right there. Imperious Solarian Flame, 66 HP, and okay, that is going to be the first Immortal phase over to the left-hand side. Lavcall Itrax are going to be hearthing out for full mana. Immortal goes to top lane. I assume Imperious heads to bottom, and the rest of the team pivots to top, yeah. A little bit of lag here and there. Hold on 1 second. Oh, yeah, I do have 215 ping. Okay, that would make sense. I have a couple little lag spikes that I'm noticing, and I'm over 200 ping. Makes sense. Well, if it's a little screen tear here and there, that's okay. Charge taunt into Thrall. Lunar Flare from Tyrande zones the Li Ming with the help of Uther as well. A couple healing darts coming out from Bronick. The Savage Spin of the Immortal pushes Thrall up. He does have the Elun's Chosen level 4 from Tyrande applied. That's that green moon. Good damage into Uther, and I thought there was going to be more pressure into Varian, but no, not the case whatsoever. Uther does go down. Yrel uses the Avenging Wrath over the wall. Imperius is not going to be able to chase into that, as Yrel does have her Righteous Momentum level 7. While she's charging up that hammer, she does have that movement speed bonus. Fort Gate of top lane is completely taken down from the first Immortal phase. There's a chunk into your Cassia, but she will not be taken down. Level 4 for the Ana, by the way, is going to be the Mind-Numbing Agent. Every dose a hero has reduces their spell power by 10%. So going to be looking to reduce... I mean, it's a double healer composition, and healing is tied to spell power, so reducing spell power of Tyrande and Uther could be really, really strong, as that's going to be a lot of damage to Lovecall, who's able to back away. The Thompson Varian creates some space. Cassia trying to chase in. And we'll leave the vision on the Ana so you can see those sleep dart marks, because the Raynor ones you can always see, which was a really nice addition. Lunar Flare doesn't connect as Mac double backed into the enemy. Finishes out the Lion's Maw level 1, so he's going to be able to have that increased slow by 50% for 2 seconds, and also we're going to see Lionheart at level 7 for the increased Fang Heal healing. Sorry, Lion's Fang healing. There we go. Sentinel goes from the right side of the map, scouts out this camp being grabbed. And I don't think we're going to be seeing Bruiser Camp on the right side, as it is 10 talent tiers on both sides. I want to see the Varian level 10 before we cycle through the other numbers. It is going to be Warbringer for Varian. Okay. I was curious if you'd consider Shield Wall, just because there's been some decent burst and dive onto him. But it is Hyperion, Angelic Armament. You've got your Wave of Force and Nano Boost. The Hyperion will be summoned into the Fort Gate of bottom lane with the Fallen Shaman pushing up. Ball Lightning from Cassia will bounce around. It is an Earthquake, Starfall, Ardent Defender, and Divine Shield. Hyperion has ended. Fallen Shaman targeted by a tower. Tyrande gonna just make sure that this Fallen Shaman goes down to the tower shots with a few autos. There's a charge taunt into Celestial Charge. Divine Shield forced onto the throw, who gets the Earthquake. Starfall from the Tassadar, or from the Tyrande, as the Angelic Armament was activated right there. Arcane Orbs go out. The Celestial Charge. Someone will get that last auto attack onto Mac. I'm sure of it. Someone will hit Mac. I'm sure of it. Bro, that Varian should have died about 4 times. Yikes, dude. Now Muradin, sorry, Varian, try now to back away once again. I don't think he's going to be successful this time. Armor debuff, Cassia goes in with the Fen, and that will be Varian falling this time. Imperius was just on his way back, misses the Celestial Charge into Cassia. A root from Thrall, a stun out from the Uther as well. Oh, that was a really good combo out from Li Ming as she goes for the immediate reset into Scorch. The Hammer of Justices have been very good from Uther. He also did go into Pursuit of Justice for a little bit more movement speed as well after those hammers. Angelic Armament from the Imperius. Hopaka is going to be taken down by the Celestial Swords of Imperius. Itrex gets the kill, and the race continues for our our second objective of the map.
I must take up a new position.
Immortals immediately to race potential sides. Tyrande, by the way, does reduce armor with her Huntress Mark for 4 seconds. 20-second cooldown as well. Well, the Immortal race is going to be won by RossPierrDoll. Little contest over some of the globes. Yrel goes in with the Avenging Wrath. Righteous Hammer into a stun. Ball Lightning. Imperius! Man, that's rough. So it looks like Raynor is going to be relegated to top lane. It would have been nice to have Hyperion to amplify the siege, but he needs to come up here, and he's going to just work on the wave. He will get some stackage off of Urel. I don't think she's going to be able to have a kill into him. If she does, that would be kind of insane. She actually chunked him quite a bit. Meanwhile, back in the bottom lane, the Immortal is pushed up onto the fort. It's about 50%.
Thus ends my assault on hell.
What are Ana debuffs? There's actually a few right now. Because of the level 7, but the basic attack applies a dose to enemy, dealing 64 damage over 5 seconds, plus an additional damage equal to the current number of stacks on the target, stacking up to 5 times. Every 0.5 seconds, Ana is healed for 60% of the damage dealt by Shrike. And then you have that mind-numbing Asian, as we talked about earlier, for spell power debuff. 10% per stack, right? Yeah. Celestial Charge misses, but the taunt onto Thrall is there. You get a Wind Fury, couple hits. Still working on the level 4? No, he's done with it. 57 stacks for your Cassia. You've got 18 Lunar Blaze stacks for the Tyrande. 43 for Raynor, and I don't believe he's died at all. No, he is not. So he's full Veteran Marksman, so the Hyperion will be summoned. And that'll guarantee mid-fort. Maybe a little overkill. Uh-oh, Starfall. There's going to be some pressure into the Raynor. He will not be taken down just yet. Ball Lightning coming up from Cassia. Fend from Cassia. The Ball Lightning takes down Raynor. The Caster Curse into Raynor right there as Itrax falls to the Lunar Flare of Tyrande. Glass Cannon 13? No, this is extremely common. Glass Cannon at 13 is not an uncommon thing anymore. It hasn't been uncommon since CCL, honestly. Power Hungry at level 1 is probably more uncommon than Glass Cannon at this point. Because you get Aether Walker Li-Mings like almost every game. Urel flank on the left-hand side, Wave of Force to try and push her back, and that's going to be a Righteous Hammer into Varian. He Warbringers over to an ally, he taunts onto Thrall, but the fort defenses are meaningless as the Celestial Charge does land onto Ubi. Ball Lightning out from Cassia, bounces around. Raynor will not be taken down this time as an Avenging Wrath re-engage onto Imperius. He's going to Celestial Charge onto 2 enemies. Does he have the damage to take down Urel or Uther? No, the double kill composition is just a little too much. The top fort has gone down. And the retreat is successful from Nameless Kings. We're all waiting in the bush for something. Varian's still dead for 4 seconds. Feral Spirit lands onto 3. And that's really about it, because the Immortal Phase number 3 is the main priority right now. Take a look here really quickly. Almost 30,000 points of health on this, as there is an invade on the left side camp. Varian is here. Earthquake from Thrall activated. Divine Shield onto Thrall as well. Throws the root to the left. Cassia takes down Raynor as well. A taunt from Varian into Urel, but she had Ardent Defender active, and it doesn't really matter. Celestial Charge out of the gate into Thrall. He's a little bit low, backs away. Cassia comes in for the fend. Ball Lightning bounces, but I don't think anyone will be taken down by that. This camp is stolen away. The Starfall gets a little bit of damage onto this mid-area gate. And we have the first half of the Immortal Phase definitely won by Nameless Kings. Still a little more HP to go on the Immortal here. 6 kill difference. And it looks like Raynor's going to go grab a camp in bottom. I believe he's died twice, right? So he's at 30% on the bonus. Urel's going to get that last hit. Celestial Charge missing into Thrall. Throws back a root. Urel with the flank into Varian. Warbringer to the ally. Raynor taunt into one of the enemies. The Righteous Hammer. As another Ball Lightning goes out, but it's going to be canceled. Nice penetrating round into Urel. Raynor's able to back away. Taps well. Divine Shield applied to the Thrall. as he wants to brawl into this Imperius, who lands the Celestial Charge and Angelic Armament. This Thrall does not seem too phased, as the double heal is really good. Sentinel from Tyrande hitting into Raynor, and the Immortal phase is on defensive sides, but with Varian dead for 10 seconds, this should be enough time to race down on the left. Unless they want to take down Imperius. Cassia trying to body block. The Thrall activates Earthquake on the left-hand side, right by the Ana. There's going to be a wave of force. Imperius does go down on the top right of your screen. That's Brodix so very low. Ubi, Ardent Defender, looking for the Righteous Hammer into Li Ming, as now Raynor's trying to giddy up and get on out of there, and he will be able to do so. Mortal phase not done just yet. Ubi gonna be resetting with Yrel on the right side. Actually gonna cancel that. Never mind. Never mind the never mind. They are gonna be hearthing out. Raynor heads to top lane to soak up. 16 talent here is here as well. We do have that bounty hunter for the Raynor. Mirror Ball, Li Ming. That's gonna be a wave of force pushing people around. Fend from Cassie into the very end. And Uther does get traded, but it still is massive kill advantage on the right side. 8 kill advantage, 6-14. Yrel with the flank. Righteous Hammer, Starfall activated. Ball Lightning from the Cassia chasing onto Raynor. The Lightning Fury misses. The Sleep Dart is good. And Raynor's actually able to make it out alive. If that Lightning Fury hit, Raynor dies 100% because it's 89 stacks currently on Lightning Fury for Cassia. Baseline damage is 320 plus another 154. Yeah, Raynor dies there with that Q hit. But slight mishits aside, you have Immortal in bottom lane pushing up onto the fort that was exposed. The Hyperion from Raynor zones back the enemies. Sentinel thrown towards top lane as that is Yrel pushing a wave onto the keep gate. Banner into the bush just to make sure no one's going to be flanking in that direction. We do have Thrall in the high side bush, which is a very common location for the enemies to hide. And Immortal gets a little bit of the keep gate in bottom lane. Arcane Orbs flying out. Chain Lightning's bouncing around. That seems to be it for this bottom lane scuffle. Wait a minute. Left side of your screen. Sentinel. Uther's running at the enemy. He's got a stun. He's got the stun into Varian. Wave of force. And that'll be not enough. Li Ming did get a nano boost to try and make something happen here, but yikes. Earth and Shield, Seraphim. You've got your Shooting Star. That's going to be the Rock Stopper for Cassia. And Uther, what are we taking? Redemption. Bulwark of Light. It is Bulwark of Light, actually. And it's going to get activated as they just run at the Raynor and take him down. Yikes. Dude, Nameless Kings are insane. What a snap call. Bulwark of Light. Everybody hug me. I'm Uther. And let's go get a kill on the Raynor. Imperius falls as well. Is this a call for core? Because, I mean, it's on a Li Ming, Varian for defense. Yeah, Li Ming is a little scary for defense, not gonna lie. Li Ming does have some pretty nice artillery. As Hopaka almost... I think Hopaka lost more than 50% of their health with a magic missile combo. I mean, between Seeker, Power Hungry, Glass Cannon, and the Mirror Ball, like it's you get hit with those magic missiles. That's a lot of damage.
I will deliver this realm from your corruption, Hellspawn.
Yeah, because if you have a globe, it's 10% spell power. Plus you have Glass Cannon, which is another 20% spell power. Seeker's an additional damage. Mirror Ball is more missiles. Oh man. Well, it is down talent here. RossPierrDoll, I think they gotta make the Hail Mary play. I don't think they can just wait for the Immortal and defend through top lane. Like I think this is you gotta try and take the fight before your own 20s. A few Arcane Orbs to be rocketed in. Celestial Charge into Thrall. Divine Shield activated. They're going to run at Imperius. The Hyperion from Raynor is going to be summoned as well. Varian is on the low side of your screen, a little bit low. The Ball Lightning from Cassia coming out. This will be the Earthquake from Thrall as well. And that is a triple kill from Tyrande. Imperius, the next one to go down. Raynor lost all veteran marksman stacks, is the little icon you're seeing next to him. No Finland in this map number 2, but it is going to look like another victory for Nameless Kings as Thrall is going to... Thrall's getting pinged by his allies like, bro, really? Well, this is going to be Nameless Kings. Oh, Li Ming almost got taken down right there from Cassia, but the core falls, no Finland, and that'll be another map for Nameless Kings. Not gonna lie, I really did think that this was gonna be RossPierrDoll with like a nice sort of... Welcome back, everybody! Map number 3 in our first 3-map series of the day. Yes, we've got another 2 of these. We've got 9 maps in total, 9 amazing games. And so, let's see what we got going on here for Infernal Shrines. RossPierrDoll on the left-hand side is down. They want to at least get a 1-map score so they can get a little bit more pointage for the overall... group stage, because it's the top 6 teams of the 7. Unfortunately, we didn't get an 8th team for this tournament. If we did have an 8th team, there would have been 12 3-map series of, or sorry, there would have been 4 3-map series of the day, so 12 maps would have been every single Saturday and Sunday, which is a bit of a, it's a lot, but at the same time, you know me, I'm not going to complain about more Heroes of the Storm. We do have a Tyrael, Muradin ban on the left side, a Cho and Lucio for a 3rd map in a row, possibly. Has been a lot of the same starting bans from both teams. We'll see what's the secret flavor we're gonna bring to the table for Infernal Shrines. We have seen a lot of teams picking up Azmodan here. We have been seeing a lot of Azmodan. But it's a first pick Stitches. Alright, well, they're going to be picking up Stitches. So, Malfurion's already been played. Tyrande's already been played. Those are like the classic sort of... Those are the classic heroes you see for hook comps. Medivh is baseline ban in the tournament. You still have things like Kael'thas. You have Gravity Labs to follow up the hook, which is definitely something you can do. You have Gravity Labs to follow up Gorge as well. Healer. Ooh, no. We're going for the real fun one. I didn't think that they would do it, but yeah, we got Stitches, Mephisto, Alexstrasza. The 3 of them synergize so well together because they all can take Globe Talents. Stitches takes Globe at level 1, and he builds those up from Alexstrasza from her level 1, Circle of Life. After she gets the 15 stacks, she constantly spawns a Globe at the Abundance Circle. Mephisto has Spite level 4. The rare Hysteria gets grabbed at 13, but it's often Spark of Hate or at Horrid Skull. Those are often the other talents picked up, because on paper, and not even on paper, just mathematically, those 2 talents are stronger. But if you are getting Globes constantly, there's some really cool value with Hysteria Spite combination. We will sit here and pray that we get it. Sonya will be banned away on the right side. It was a Zeratul Brightwing as well from Nameless Kings. Shen will be removed as well. Okay. So the Zeratul Brightwing is a bit interesting. You've got Polymorph into single target kind of sustained burst. Sustained damage and a lot of burst from Zeratul as well. Arthas is up. Arthas is not too bad. Falstad is up if I'm not mistaken. So you have Gust Control too. Mal'Ganis with Kael'thas. Okay. I mean, honestly, I like the Falstad with RossPierrDoll because you hook Gorge, the Falstad gusts away the rest of the enemies, and then you kill the target. So, like, Falstad in some solo laner would be really nice here. Or are they afraid that the Zeratul will just take down Falstad? Sulfuras Smash to follow up the Gorge? It's a Lava Wave game, right? I don't think we want Sulfur's Smash here. The Diva's interesting, though. Diva into what for the solo? I assume Ragnaros is in the 4-man.
Let's fly.
Here's that Falstad. Because you can put Blast Wave on Stitches for more movement speed buff as well. This is interesting to say the least. We got a Twitch gamble going for all of you. Looks like there's a lot of belief on RossPierrDoll for this game. Get your gambles in. Let's find out what happens here in map number 3 of the day. That's exciting stuff. You know, Crush, we're still just waiting for that 65,536 bits. I mean, yeah, any moment now, it's going to drop from the ceiling, right? Right side of the map is Nameless Kings. They have had 2 victories so far in this 3-map series, and we'll see if they can close it out with a 3-0 with the tank on Falstad. Ubi playing your Zeratul, Scorch, Brightwing, a Marielle playing that Kael'thas, and last but not least, you got Hopaka on Mal'Ganis. Left side of the map, we've got the crew of RossPierrDoll. Ariane playing your Mephisto, Lovecaw on the Diva, Bronick, her Royal Thickness Alexstrasza. We're looking at Itrax, Ragnaros, and Mac is that Stitches. Alright, so you've got your, of course, Hunger for More, and then, of course, the Circle of Life for Alexstrasza. We're going to be seeing the Engulfing Flame from Ragnaros. It will be your pro moves for Diva, or sorry, full move, or full metal, blah. A Furious Spark on that Mephisto, as well as the Time to Feed for Mal'Ganis. A Frequent Flyer Falstad, Hypership Brightwing, Mine Hunter for the Zeratul, and Kael'thas with his Mana Addict level 1. Alrighty, the rotations have begun. The race to 15 globes for Alexstrasza is on. Mal'Ganis is going to get a Night Rush, the Living Bomb applied, the Abundance goes down on the ground for a small heal. Ally hook onto Bronick. Ragnaros is working on bottom lane camp. The enemy team is going to try and delay this out a little bit. Night Rush from Mal'Ganis. We'll get on the point and deny just a little bit, but it is still going to be camp picked up by RossPierrDoll. As they get a quick wave in bottom, and it looks like mid will be grabbed by Zeratul really quickly. Maybe harassing a bit in the rotation. Actually, it's more so the Mal'Ganis harassing in the rotation. Itrax getting a little bit low, staying on that abundant circle, gonna spread the Living Bomb to Mac, but that's okay, because I thought Ragnaros would make it out alive, but Kael'thas has the Flame Strike at the tail end and will take down the Molten God. They're waiting for this mid lane globe so that way Alexstrasza can be here. Look at that. What great friendship. Diva in the top lane up against Falstad. Looks like there's been some back and forth. Zeratul is floating around, so Diva needs to play it safe. She might be able to take Falstad further down and then utilize pilot mode to get the kill. But of course, Falstad's flying on a top lane. I'm not sure if Diva saw that, but that is going to be Alexstrasza taken down first in this bottom fight. Invade onto the camp. Mephisto jumps in. A little hook attempt from Stitches, but the camp will be stolen away. Alexstrasza respawning in about 4 seconds. Alrighty. First shrine up and available. And another 9 regeneration globes for the Alexstrazzas. Ragnaros will start working on left side camp with the help of Diva. She does have her Mecha Explosion available too. I was going to say, we're going to see Alexstrasza rotating in, but that's going to be a Night Rush from Mal'Ganis. Falstad's on the right side. Zeratul's coming in as well. Stitches, Mephisto, we're in bottom lane. This is a... yeah, Alexstrasza's like, I need help, please! Dragon Queen will be popped, and I think that's exactly what Zeratul was trying to get out from her. Mal'Ganis is going to try and get onto the point. The wind buffet is going to push him back. Diva, can they set up a kill into Mal'Ganis and punish this invade? It looks like yes. Alexstrasza will be able to get a globe through mid lane really quickly as D.Va boosts into bottom. Ragnaros working on the objective. The Twitch prediction looking pretty good. Thank you all for participating. We got a bunch of great games for you all today, and thanks for being here. Right wing floating to bottom lane. D.Va will have a boost after this polymorph. She may lose mech, but she's safe by the fort gate. Big shot goes out, which will generate a little bit of that energy for the mech, but that's a lot of damage onto Alexstrasza as we peek back into the mid-objective area. Itrax falls to the Falstead, who's just getting kill after kill after kill. Give him a quadra kill credit as the objective sits at 31 of 40 defenders, and there's a possibility that RossPierrDoll loses this first objective. D.Va was hard pushing bottom, and she's getting punished for it. She loses mech. She should die. Stitches does step into the objective area now that the enemy team is not here. Ragnaros is going to pop multi-core, which should steal the last of these skeletal defenders with your meteor strikes and rune explosions. All right. Zeratul flanking into Alexstrasza once again. Oh man, dude, that is. Oh, Ubi! No, oh, Ubi doesn't get it. Hook? Nope. I feel so bad for Alexstrasza here. She is just getting run at by the Zeratul, which is denying her finishing at her level 1, which is denying Stitches a lot of free globes here. So it's a really good play coming out from the Zeratul player. As we do have Mal'Ganis rotating in, Falstead steps out of the bush. The target will be that Ragnaros. He gets a heal, but it's not enough. D.Va is trying to push in top lane, trying to take down the fort against the Zeratul, who is chunked quite heavily, by the way. It's not like there's a fort shot priority or anything like that. Kael'thas does show up. Alexstrasza one globe right here away from getting her level 1 completed, and you're going to be seeing those abundance, or those circles, popped up constantly. Night Rush from Mal'Ganis just interrupts the rotation. And so, Stitches, by the way, increases his movement speed every 20 globes. He has a 5% increased baseline. Falstead flying. I don't know where he was really going with that one. I think he was maybe going to try and catch the Alexstrasza in the rotation out, but she's still very healthy. So in one globe, Stitches will have 10% movement speed when unmounted, is the big thing to mention. Night Rush from Mal'Ganis, he tanks one tower shot, gets the sleep into Stitches. A polymorph turns Stitches into a pig, how fitting. You know, Roadhog skin, anyways. D.Va does get top fort during all of this. I'm sorry, is that really Dark Conversion, Mal'Ganis? Alright, Dark Conversion, Gust, a Blink Heal, Pyroblast Kael'thas, and Might of the Nerzim for your Zeratul. It is Bunny Hop. What is going on? Consume Soul. Okay, so if we're getting Consume Soul, we're getting Hysteria, right? This is going to also be your Life Binder, Lava Wave, and Gorge. Okay, I was wondering if we were going to get a Sulfurous Smash to follow up Gorge, and I was really hoping we wouldn't, and we didn't, so good. Next objective will be Mortar in the top lane, and it should be announced in just a second or so, I think. So D.Va gets the top left camp. Zeratul is going to be heading over for the right side. D.Va boosts in. Bunny Hop activated. Mal'Ganis is going to get a phase shift from Brightwing, which is denied, actually. Or did it go through? I think the Gorge interrupted it. Yeah, the Gorge did interrupt. Mal'Ganis uses Dark Conversion. Meanwhile, Lightbinder on Itrax is going to activate in time. Durance of Hate onto a few enemies. It has a big AoE, or a big slow activation too. Zeratul looking to come in. The D.Va Mech Explosion zones the enemies. D.Va gets mech back immediately. Alexstrasza tries to turn into a Dragon Queen, but she was polymorphed, and that delayed things out. The Pyroblast will take her down. As the objective phase in top lane is up and available, Falstad soaking up mid. Diva's going to lose mech. Night Rush from Mal'Ganis, polymorph into Diva Pilot. She does go down. And Mal'Ganis comes in with some Fell Claws, a couple heals from Brightwing. Oh. Lava Wave from Ragnaros as they clear out the wave, but the big question is, do they get the spawning wave from the right side core? I think the timing is right on point for this, actually. I say that and it's going to be, oh no, yeah, perfect timing. Gets the spawning wave. Bottom lane pushed out quite a bit. Stitches with 31 regeneration globes. He's half a level to go for his 40% range on Hook, which, honestly, 13 for Stitches is a big shifter in the game. That 40% range can be absolutely devastating. I mean, 40% range gets you to, I think, just about over here from this left side. It's close to it. I actually don't know if you pull that far, but still is a really nice enhancement for Stitches. Night Rush onto just 2. A few Fell Claws. The abundance goes down immediately. Falstad flying on the left-hand side, maybe looking for a gust to push Alexstrasza into the loving arms of the enemy. That's going to be a Lifebinder activated. Dragon Queen comes through. Another circle down on the ground. Zeratul, with the help of Falstad, will be able to get the double kill into Diva and Alexstrasza. And my god, Nameless Kings are just so difficult to deal with. Their explosive burst in this entire series has been so amazing to see. Pyroblast onto the Mal'Ganis, or Mephisto. He should be fine. The one that isn't fine is going to be a Ragnaros, who got run down on the left-hand side. Falstad, by the way, is going to do macro things and push into bottom lane fort. Well, it is a 12-kill difference, a 3-level lead, a talent tier advantage, and a Mephisto being taken down by Zeratul as I was just watching bottom lane back and forth. I didn't even see the Zeratul setup right there. All right, well, there is going to be Gorge onto Zeratul, and he's like, thanks for bringing me right next to your healer. Lifebinder will be forced out. Soothing Mist from Brightwing. Objective is 35 of 40 in favor of Nameless Kings. And Falstad does get that bottom lane fort. Stitches, 1 globe away from being at 15% movement speed unmounted. Hook onto Mal'Ganis. Fell Claws with Bind is about activated from level 16 in this little corridor. Zeratul jumps in, once again focusing onto the Alexstrasza. Links out for a moment, decides not to return in. A few autos onto the way for that level 1 cooldown. Hook tries to find Kael'thas, but it will not connect. A lava wave to push out bottom lane. It won't clear out the camp, but at least alleviates some of the pressure. Living Bomb applied to Mephisto. Jumps over to Diva Mech. She'll lose the Mech. Pyroblast on Alexstrasza. She gets a quick globe, and the fort defenses activate after she takes that Pyroblast damage. How wonderful. Dark Conversion onto Stitches, I think, right there. He's going to get taken down by Zeratul. Hammering going out. Is there a Flame Strike? The auto from Brightwing. Brightwing had Magic Spit level 7, or level 4, which increases her range by 1.1. And that might have just been exactly what got the last hit into Alexstrasza. Beautiful plays coming out from Nameless Kings as they continue their 3-level lead. 15 to 18. 17 kill difference. As a Night Rush onto Ragnaros is going to be there. Oh, golly gee. Dude, this Zeratul? This Zeratul, man? Jesus. Hook tries to find something. Diva loses mech once again. There is going to be a big shutout from her. And Kael'thas is pushing up the Border Punisher in top lane, by the way. Top fort will go down. Punisher maneuvers its way into the keep. Front gate. God, it is a 19 kill difference. Level 20 is almost here on the right side. Punisher goes down. As the Hook looks for something. Last wave applied from Ragnaros. They've got 16 talent here. They're gonna try and take the team fight now. But the enemy, of course, of Nameless Kings, they're not gonna give anything. Stitches will try and go for some hooks, but oh wow, Epic Mount. You've got Psionic String for the Zeratul, or Shadow Mending. Flamethrower Kael'thas. You've got your Invisible Friends Brightwing, and Mal'Ganis. Does he go Dark Conversion upgrade? Please. Please tell me he does. It's just silly. Falstad flying in, Gust onto the Stitches. It is Dark Conversion upgrade, by the way, with the Wrath of Nazira. We do have a Lava Wave coming through. Endurance of Hate from Mephisto. Does go into it. Horrid Skull level 13. Oh, what a hook. Blink of Void. D.Va boosting in. Falstad showing in mid. Zeratul jumps back. D.Va has Mecha Explosion available. Will she use it? Will she be forced to use it? Pyroblast onto Mephisto. The Lifebinder will trigger in time. Gravity Lapse lands. D.Va loses mech. Gorge onto Mal'Ganis. D.Va Pilot is getting a little bit low. And Kael'thas takes credit for the kill. I can't believe it. A hook does find your Zeratul, but he blinks away. Might of the Nair seem to back off as well. Molten Swing, Meteor Shower, Explosive Rune. Okay, that's right. I still think Sulphurous Swing rolls off the tongue better, but... Alrighty, well, Stitches, by the way, currently 58 globes with 7,337 HP. And in 2 globes, he'll have 20% bonus movement speed. Make it 1 globe. Flight Gust from Falstad into the Gravity Lapse onto Ragnaros. He gets deleted immediately. The Blind as a Bat from Mal'Ganis is doing nothing. Hook goes fishing, but no one pulled out of position, and another objective will be in the bottom lane. Arcane Punisher. If this is won by Nameless Kings, I do think it's GG's. And looking at experience-wise on the left-hand side, I don't see a world where RossPierrDoll gets 20 talent tier and defends. Either they fight down a talent tier once again, or they do their best to get to 20 talent and then defend. It seems like a massive uphill battle for RossPierrDoll in this map number 3. Does seem like they've lost a bit of steam, especially after the massacre that's been unfolding here. I mean, when it's 21 to... Sorry, when there's a 21 kill difference, and the enemy team is at a sustained 3, almost 4 level lead over you, it's kind of hard to be mentally positive, but we'll see if they're able to make something happen here. Blind as a Bat gets out. Basically a level was picked up during all of this. They went from like 17.5 to about 18.5. Alright, Falstad, as I mentioned, does have that epic mount level 20. We do have the Wrath of Nazira, so enemy heroes near the target set for 75% of the transferred health as damage over 3 seconds. Ragnaros pops Molten Core. Molten Swing, Lava Wave. There's Endurance of Hate from Mephisto. As the Molten Core is expired. Zeratul getting a little bit low, so is Brightwing. Gust from Falstad pushes people around the keep. That will be Dark Conversion coming out. Ragnaros falls. Falstad gets picked up. There's a Gorge onto Zeratul. He had like 2 HP. And he will be taken down. Is the defense good? Kael'thas gets hooked in. Tower shots are on the Punisher, unfortunately. Keep goes down. Punisher will fall to core defenses. Bronick is the next one to go down. Scorched Brightwing slam. Mephisto solo. Backs off for a well tap. Gets it with the Flame Strike and... Oh, that well tap. Diva's going to try and take down Brightwing. Mal'Ganis with a Night Rush. There was, I think, a hook. Might have been a helping hand. Brightwing enters into the bush, and she'll be able to back away. All right, everyone. It ain't over. Hungry, hungry Stitches. Oh, no Master Hooker, huh? Hungry, hungry Stitches. A Ritual of Life for the Lifebinder upgrade. You've got your Mimic, Mephisto. Oh, it's heroic difficulty, actually. Okay. I believe that makes it a 70-second cooldown, right? Because it's 120 baseline. Yeah. And it's, what, 25% duration? Health. Which I guess health is duration, but not really a flat stat, because if enemy heroes hit, then obviously you have less duration, but this is Mal'Ganis scouted in mid lane. A few Fell Claws come through. The Night Rush is there as well. Zeratul completely invisible over there. He's going to start stepping up. The Shimmer will be out. Gravity Lapse, Flight from Falstad, Gust to split the Diva. She's going to boost over to her allies. 74 regeneration globes for the Stitches, by the way. In 5 globes, as he's actually at 75. In 5 globes, he's at 125 movement speed. Diva, pop and lock level 20. Ragnaros and friends are putting some pressure on Mal'Ganis. He gets a Night Rush out. Will he use Dark? Oh, they're stopping the backs. The backs are being stopped. Durance of Hate. Zeratul, Falstad are on core. Ragnaros is here. Brightwing has arrived. And it looks like Nameless Kings are done waiting for an opportunity. They have called when they're going to end. GG, well played from Nameless Kings. I honestly do think that if Nameless Kings didn't go core, I do think that there was an opportunity for RossPierrDoll to really take that game into the super late game and find victory. But the core call from Ubi and Tank Falstad, really on point. The rest of the team denied the backs. And that's a 3-0 victory for the side of Nameless Kings here in week number 4. GG, well played to them. We're going to go ahead and get ready. Our next our next 3 map series is already ready to go. I'm going to run some ads. I encourage all of you to do consider supporting the stream, whether you have a tier 1 sub, tier 2 or 3. If you'd like to give subs, help us hit the December Hades 2 speedrun sub goal, and help us hit sub goals so we can sustain full-time streaming. Your support brings Heroes of Storm Casting to your lovely ears and eyes.